Okay, this is the third part of this announcement of the Whole Elephant Institute regarding calling upon the local organizations who have carried out successfully different projects, programs that have successfully improved the democracy and the human rights condition in mainland China. This is the time that the Whole Elephant Institute would like to work with these organizations to gather sound evidence and findings of the successful projects, programs, and to deliver that to the practitioners internationally to bring together more support and therefore to deliver bigger impact in these areas of work. So we invite those who are in this area to come to join us and to contact us. And we already went through part one of the focal area, which is human rights advocacy and action. Now, the next focal area is consolidating democratic change and movements. Point one, what is the typology of effective political engagement, defined as citizen and community participation in political activity, including electioneering, policy advocacy, and political party participation, etc., in countries experiencing democratic transition and consolidation. At this point, this is not very much applied to mainland China because there is no such thing as election. In terms of political party, it's certainly we don't have a party inside of mainland China that shall be encouraged to be participating in terms of they also can do policy. And so anyway, this doesn't seem to be very relevant. Second, in what way do effective methods of political engagement shift based on the governing institutions and norms of the community and or country? That is also not very relevant, so let's skip that. To the next one, countering democratic backsliding. In what ways are democratic actors responding to global and regional trends towards backsliding and increasing authoritarianism? What actions from legal to extra-legal by authoritarian actors have been most detrimental to democratic movements? Those are good points. What do communities need the most support during democratic backsliding and to counter these detrimental efforts? What strategies are most effective to counter backsliding? Do these strategies differ by communities? In what ways can approaches from democratic actors counter global and regional trends towards backsliding and rising competitive authoritarianism? This part might be good in terms of the research of the Flushing community. What technologies can help advocates facing new trends in backsliding and closing operating environments? Yeah, this is also relevant in terms of the technology that help to climb over the wall for the people to have access to true media, news and information. Okay, but that doesn't seem to be the main focus of the statement of interest of our upcoming presentation to the RL Bureau. So we're going to very quickly go over that, just in case those who heard and read this have any feedbacks can also comment on that. The third part, partner-led, locally owned capacity development. How is capacity building development defined by community-based organizations or groups that are often deemed the beneficiaries of such capacity building programs? international NGOs that implement capacity building programs as a pathway to achieving program impact and sustainability. Donors that fund capacity building programs and strategies. What are the commonalities and the differences in these definitions? What are the reasons behind the varying perspectives, if any? How can donors ensure they fund programs that are designed to overcome these differences? What are promising practices in community-driven capacity building development outside of training designed to increase knowledge and skills? What factors effectively lead to the design changes and goals as defined by the community? What approaches facilitate genuine and lasting engagement within a community towards a shared community goal? Okay. The next category of focal area of interest is inclusion and equity. How can founders bridge socio-economic disparities in democracy and human rights research, evaluation, and learning practices? How can founders and implementing partners in the DRG space address the socio-economic disparities embedded within the norms and practices of evaluation and learning processes? How can the views of communities that are often defined as underserved, marginalized, and or distant from the socio-economic center lead to better evaluation and learning processes? Those are the all areas of focal areas of interest. But as I explained from the very beginning, that we are most interested in the human rights advocacy and action aspect of documentation of evidence at this point. So again, we have gone through the first two section of announcement and summarized our project, and in terms of area of interest, statement of interest to submit a proposal to develop projects of research and evaluation, and to gather evidence of success of programs that have been significantly improving the human rights conditions of Falun Gong practitioners. So I do believe that we have covered the key information now, are now posted at the Department of State website in terms of seeking for those nonprofit organizations who are interested in developing projects and need funding to carry out research, to gather evidence, to document the evidence, to document the findings, and to submit to the international community, to the practitioners through, the effort of the Bureau of Democracy, Human Rights, and Labor. Okay, so I will pause here, and then the next section will go over the instructions about the submission.